In one of my last videos, I talked about how I ran a half marathon in these Xero shoes. Again, this is not a video promoting Xero shoes. This is just what I ran in. And these shoes are super flexible. I can roll them up. And the big point I was making in the last video was that my feet could take it. I don't have shin splints, plantar fasciitis. These don't have arch support. Most people I meet would go, "Oh, Patrick, you shouldn't." I feel like most people like start acting like my grandmother or something. They're like, "You shouldn't do that. You're going to hurt yourself." Uh, yeah, pretty interesting. My one of the things I wanted to circle back around and say that the point of that video is not to say you should run in this shoe or you should run in moccasins or run barefoot. I'm not promoting barefoot running. I'm not promoting a certain type of shoe or sneaker. The point of that video was to talk about how all of us should be training and progressing our bodies. And I was in that video talking about training toes, your feet, and then your ankles. I was pretending that my hand was my foot in that as I was talking. But yeah, the point of that video is to talk about training and progressing appropriately all of the tissues in your toes, feet, and ankles, bones, tendons, muscles, giving time for those tissues to adapt and not going so aggressively or doing so much distance that your body starts breaking down. So again, the point of that video wasn't to talk about everyone needs to run barefoot or everyone needs to be in moccasins running or a certain type of shoe. But what I'm hoping you take away from that video and even this video is that you'll start training your feet, especially if you're a runner. Now, with that, a few thoughts on shoes. You should be aware that there are different types of shoes. Not all shoes are created equal. And you should be in a shoe that's appropriate for you. And then you should progress or regress as necessary. So you should know that when you get a stiff shoe and a shoe that's very cushioned, that's going to do a couple things. One, it's like putting a cast on your foot. So it's possible, most likely, you're going to help those tissues in your feet atrophy over time. And so let's say you went to a stiffer hard shoe with lots of cushion, and you've been doing lots of running and activity, and let's say you got a new pair of shoes that was a little less stiff and had a little less cushion. You're probably going to feel that if you try doing the same mileage. You might feel a little sore, a little stiff afterwards. You might hurt a little bit. So you want to be aware of what kind of shoe you're getting, but you want that shoe to match your foot. Now, personally, I've been training myself to progress from when I used to wear stiffer sneakers. I've intentionally progressed to wear less and less cushion, to wear a shoe that's more and more flexible. And I've done a little bit of barefoot running. But again, the point of sharing all this with you is to not say barefoot's the way to go. Like, make sure you do that. The point is to train your feet. And we can talk more if I'm pro or against barefoot running later on. But train your feet, train your toes, train your ankles. And a lot of those issues you've been experiencing, you're going to most likely experience those a little less. And if you are experiencing issues right now, take a day off. I meet so many athletes who are just like, I've got to fight through the pain. I mean, that's kind of like saying I've got a scab, and if I just keep scratching my scab off, eventually I'm going to heal. Now, the crazy thing is sometimes the body can actually fight through that and still heal, even though you're working against it. But really, the fastest way to heal is to just take some time off and let your body do its thing. Now, are there some things that you can do to create a more relaxed environment inside of your body to help that healing process? Yeah, I probably, but your body's not going to suddenly just speed up and heal itself. There really is not a magic bullet for healing the body, but we have to remove barriers to that healing process. And if I'm scratching my scab off over and over again, ripping up new tissue that's being laid down, I'm actually creating a barrier, an obstacle for healing to continue. God has designed the body to heal. It's incredible. It's like magic. I shouldn't say it's like magic, but he's put these natural processes in place that allow our body to heal. So we need to remove some of those barriers. So if you keep cranking out mileage and you've got shin splints and plantar fasciitis, you're going to prevent that healing process from happening, or you're going to slow it down at the very least. So hopefully that video is helpful to you, and hopefully that was clarifying. All right, take care.